Alright, so Paul McCartney and Wings 75 album Venus and Mars rock and roll. So starting with the title track, kind of a wee soft melodic intro with some extra wee interesting instruments on the side, kind of making you feel like you're at the gig and it's not started yet. Like you're there and all the musicians are tuning up or whatever, but the show's not started yet. And of course, the rock show starts and opens this up with this really cool rock and roll riff, really bluesy bass line. All the musicians kind of doing their wee bitties. The drummer's got some cool fillage. Paul McCartney's showing that he's got a great voice. I guess mainly coming from the Beatles, but this is something new. Whatever it is, Paul McCartney's showing he's got a really good voice for it. It's a wee bit nice for my liking, but at the end of the day, it's very good singing. And this is just the beginning of what this album's got to offer. So this is your kind of rock and roll based everything, and now you hear all the different ways that it can be used. You hear the full range of all the other genres that you can kind of bleed into and play with. So Paul McCartney is really showing his eclectic love of music and what it can do, even with just rock and roll as a base. So with the next tune, Loving Song, that's a more vocal led tune where you get to hear Paul McCartney really using his pipes. I gave you away, you gave me away. Being more a jazzy sort of tune. It's got this cool, fun playfulness about it. Um, Magneto and Titanium is got a seriously bluesy bass line about it. And it's just a really fun, happy, silly sort of song to play with. Um, Letting go gives you that funk feel like you're in a Starsky and Hutch movie walking down an alleyway wearing your leather coat. um so after all this fun you've been having, I guess you need a break. So there's Venus and Mars reprise, sounded very similar to the opening tune. Just like this kind of light sort of melodic kind of breather that you need apparently. Before Spirits of Ancient Egypt comes back in, setting you right off where you left off. In this cool rock and roll bluesy bass riff that it's got, can you bringing you straight in, so much fun. Um After this, you've got Medicine Jar, where the guitarist Jimmy McCulloch is really impressive on the electric guitar with a really cool solo. Um, and then you've got Just Let Me Go, which has a 6/8 timing. So it is showing you all these different things that rock and roll can do, and being a really giving Paul McCartney an opportunity to be really eclectic and show you how eclectic this whole album can be with its musical tastes and nods and sort of playing around with all these separate genres and all that. So overall, all of it makes for a brilliant album. There's no tune that's really not good. It's all at very least good and nice and proper in line. I guess Paul McCartney's playing with other genres and stuff. Is you hearing all this extra stuff, and that's where you're hearing so much work being done in all regions that you can really play about with this stuff and have fun doing it. Um I guess I'll have to be honest. I went into this kind of with a bad mindset. I'm not a fan of Paul McCartney, so it took me a wee bit to kind of get into this. But then, to be honest, it was only about half an album I needed to listen to before I was on side and look into it and came, well, actually, this is a really good album. So even if you've not got the right mindset about it, that'll change pretty quickly. If you've not, obviously, it's a fantastic album. It's all incredibly well done. The quality of musicianship is amazing. Yeah, it's a very good album. So until next time, take it easy.